I don't care what you look like or what you think. I don't care what you do or where you're from. All I care about is that gift hidden inside you. And all I want to do is help it come alive. Because where we're going, we're going to need a lot of heroes. For the record, 10,000 Heroes is brought to you by Momentum Lab. The point of Momentum Lab is to turn idealists into impactors by aligning your dreams and aspirations with success in every area of your life today. Momentum Lab is like a playground for your highest self. We take your dreams seriously and help you remove any blocks to realizing them. We do this through courses, virtual events, in-person events, and our signature year-long accelerator. To join our world, engage in dialogue, meet up in person, and just blow your mind, sign up at MomentumLab.com. Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of 10,000 Heroes. I'm your host, Ankur Shah Delight, and this episode I've been waiting for almost 2 years since we started. It is the first real feedback episode. So I've had a number of people, maybe dozens of people, leave me messages privately that they didn't want shared about their reaction to a podcast or a contribution they had. But this is a public sharing about one of the episodes that's going to engage and deepen and contribute to everybody who heard that episode. So the feedbacker, the caller, her name is Joanna Cutler, and she's responding to Katy Bowman's episode, and particularly the phrase, "the chair is a cast." So I'll let Joanna do the rest, but I just want to celebrate this moment and invite you to do something similar. So get in touch and let's organize a call or a video voicemail or however you want to do it and continue this conversation.
Hi, my name is Joanna Cutler, and I'm a Feldenkrais practitioner. That is a type of body work. And I'm commenting on the podcast about Katy Bowman from Nutritious Movement. I love Katy's idea that movement in general is more important than exercise. I agree. Our culture is pretty exercise centric. And I would even argue muscle centric, focused on like strong muscles and strong core, ideas like that. Katy came from a path of using her own experience of growing up in a sedentary life that led her to this movement-based life. And I have a similar path like that. Mine is from dealing with back pain specifically when I was younger. And that led me into Feldenkrais and using movement to actually change my own habits of movement. Well, what I wanted to offer is the brain perspective. And from the brain perspective on movement includes not just the physical movement, but the movement of thoughts, the movement of the synapses in our brain, the movement of feelings and emotions. And the movement of all of those factors can be organized differently. It can be organized with greater refinement or less refinement. It can organize us for pain. It can organize us for pleasure. So when we're talking about things like chair, like Katy talked about sitting on a chair or not having furniture, things like that, I think those are great variations. Like not having furniture, not having a sofa, sitting on the floor is a great variation to what most people do. And your body has to organize you differently, or it could organize you differently if you sit on the floor rather than if you sit on a sofa. But any of those environmental things like a chair, or maybe would include in that even an injury. People come to me for injuries, or even ideas. People have their grandmothers told them to stand up straight. It's less about the chair being a bad thing, or the idea that your grandmother had is a bad thing, or the injury is a bad thing. It's how your brain organizes you. And the really cool thing about how your brain organizes you is that can change. It can be refined, it can be improved, because the brain has this plasticity, this ability to change. And that's ultimately, I think, a very hopeful message, because there's something we can do about movement. So I just wanted to offer that idea that the brain organizes movement. It organizes many types of movement, not just physical, and that it's more important how the brain organizes movement than that any one situation, like a chair, needs to be changed or is bad. So in one sense, the cast, Katy suggested that the chair is like a cast. And I would say the cast is in your brain, and that you can change your brain.
Hi everyone, this is Martin San, producer, editor, and sound designer for the 10,000 Heroes Joe. I just wanted to take a minute to thank our guest for joining us, and also thank you for listening. 10,000 Heroes is brought to you by Momentum Lab. This is the team. Pierre does our artwork, DJ Plainview composed our theme music, and I handle all the editing and sound design. And now, we are closing down this episode with a word from our main sponsor, who also happens to be our host, Anchor.
Hey, everybody. Thanks again for listening. If you like this episode, there's 2 things I want you to do. 1, introduce me to the most inspiring person you know so I can have them on the show. And 2, take the next step towards us hanging out in person. Maybe that's signing up for the newsletter. Maybe that's attending an upcoming in-person or virtual event. What I'm trying to do here is destroy the basic one-to-many nature of this medium, podcast, entertainment, and replace it with something that actually builds connections between people, the beloved community, getting closer together, understanding each other, one conversation at a time. So, join me.
Bye!